There's 5 things you need to be on the lookout for so you know you can succeed. You want extra money. You want the freedom to work from anywhere. You want to be your own boss. It sounds cliche, but the reality of building an online business, like being a UGC creator, a content creator, an influencer, an agency owner, an affiliate marketer, an agency provider, a freelancer, will get you those things. But you need to know this before you get started. Good thing this video is sponsored by Relay, because the bank you use is probably one of the most important decisions you'll make, but we'll touch on that later on. Number 1, there's a reason why most people fail. They painted a picture of working by the beach and doing this and being able to do that, and like people that never really work, when the reality is far, far, far from that. I think any online business owner can tell you that they went from maybe working overtime 8, 10 hours to working 14, 16, like 24 hours thinking about their business ideas, concepts. Trust me, this has happened to me. But yeah, it obviously has a good thing, like you're working for yourself. But it's not that you're going to be working any less. Starting, running, and successfully scaling an online business requires what's taught inside the book Grit, Stolen Focus, and The Big Leap, all together. Those are books you're going to want to read. But it basically means being able to focus on one thing, which we're going to talk about later on. Staying consistent even while seeing no rewards. And then once you've hit like that wall that you think you can't go any further, you then tweak things here and there, take your big leap, and then repeat all over again. Number 2, you need to learn to be good at time management, money management, and people management. Online businesses that succeed are because the business owner treated it like a job at the beginning. So you have to treat it like a job, but then you also have to know how to be a leader. And then on another side, you have to learn how to be good with money. And I promise it's not something that most online business owners go into already knowing. I can assure you that so many of us started like this, literally with our eyes completely covered, and we've been learning it along the way. That's exactly how it's been for me. And I know that's the exact process that my friends that also have online businesses have gone through. Because remember that the main reason why businesses fail, this is both online and physical, isn't because they had a bad idea, but because they didn't know how to manage the money. That takes us to step number 3. A big difference in what sets online businesses apart from physical and what makes them kind of so like appealing is that they have a low barrier to entry. So people might forget that it's actually a business. That's why before getting into it, you have to treat it like a business and then run it like a business. That means even if it's just you creating content for brands, you run it like a business. You have to pay yourself, you have to pay taxes, you have to pay other people. And let's say even if your business is just you, that's all you want, which is perfectly fine, you're still going to have to pay softwares and apps and things that allow you to run your business. But on top of that, you obviously want to be making money, right? Because it's not just about paying yourself like the amount of time it takes you to work, because for that reason, you might as well just stay at a job and avoid the hassle, right? That's where this whole bubble of profit comes in. But good thing for you, you're already going to know exactly what this means. Because for me, when I first started my business, I remember like the first year or so, I would look around and like see other people that I was looking up to that also had online businesses, and I'd be like, hold on, why is no one talking about how they're paying themselves, how much they're spending on these softwares and apps and things that we're using to run our business? Like everyone's recommending all these things, but no one is saying how much they're spending on this. Like how often are you paying yourself? What are you paying yourself? Like, is there a baseline? Like, how do we make sure that this business runs long term? No one talks about it, but luckily, I don't even remember how, but some way I found out about the book Profit First. I read it and I basically devoured it because it had all the answers that I needed. That's another one you're going to want to add to your list, but basically the book recommends finding a bank, and not just any bank. It has to be a bank with no fees that allows you to have multiple accounts, that doesn't require minimum balances or any of those things, because a bank should actually be helping you make more money and not costing you money. It took me longer than a week for sure, but I found Relay. And the coolest thing is that now, like 4 years later, after I found them, I get to partner with them. It works perfectly with the strategy inside the Profit First book. It allows team access, so if you are thinking about hiring other people and you want to delegate the money part, you have the availability to give other people access. You get a debit card, you can pay contractors, you can even automate the whole Profit First strategy to save time. And it honestly makes finances 10 times easier for those of us that don't want to spend hours staring at an Excel spreadsheet. I'll leave the link below so you can open up an account. That's one of the first things you need to do. You can start with a deposit of $1 or more, up to you. And a little special hack to do before starting your business, since you can have multiple accounts, is to name your account with the amount that you want to see when your business is fully operating. So we incorporate a little bit of like that manifesting into it. Okay, but let's get serious, because just manifesting isn't going to make your online business successful. This is what will. It's number 4, and it's finding your MVP. This means your minimum viable product, and even if you're a content creator, if you're in coaching, you're going to want to know what this is for you. So will you offer a package? Is what you're offering just like a one-time thing? Have you tested it? What's the best offer? Who is this for? Who's going to get the most result? You have to fine-tune exactly what that will be. If you're an influencer, if you're in affiliate marketing, this still applies. As soon as you fine-tune exactly what it is that you're going to offer, you're going to go all in and focus on that one thing. So let me give some examples so that it's easier to understand. For example, an MVP for a UGC content creator could be a package that they've already proven like works really well for brands. It involves long form content, and it also involves short form content. You've already tested the price point, and you know this is a good price point to start reaching out to brands and send them that exact offer over and over again. You're not sitting there and working from scratch every time you reach out to a brand and offering something completely different. No. You're setting systems, and you're making this as efficient and as effective as possible. For a fitness coach, this could look like packaging your fitness plan in a certain way which appeals exactly to your specific avatar. Is it women in their 50s, or is it men in their 20s? College guys that maybe don't have all the money in the world that they can eat clean and find the time to work on their fitness habits. You made this product specifically for them. You already have tested it with a couple people. Maybe you did trial offers to get reviews, and you know this is going to work. Now that you have that tested, you're going to go out and reach more and more people with this tested product, and you're going to focus just on that one thing. Focusing down on that one thing is number 5. That's exactly what you're going to want to do, and then you can diversify. I think this is something that's not openly talked about, but when you get your foot in the online business space, it's very easy to get distracted. It's kind of what they call that shiny object syndrome, because maybe you're a content creator and you're offering those packages for brands, but now you can also start a YouTube channel, and you can also monetize this way, and you can also build a product here, and you can also launch your merch here. Maybe for that fitness coach, it's the opposite. You're working with clients, but now you can also partner with brands and this and that. And yes, diversifying is great and it's cool, but you have to know when to do it. Because when I first launched my agency, I was like, whoa, we can do this and we can do this. And you start to kind of realize that adding in new things just gets a lot easier once you're already in the space, because you kind of know like the gist of it. So I wanted a podcast. I started a podcast. I wanted a course. I was like, let's do the course, a mastermind, this, that. Like I wanted it all right then and there. In those first 3 months, I spent time thinking about everything I wanted to start. I think I actually started most of them, but of course that turned into nothing. I can't literally divide myself and try to make the best out of every single thing if I'm trying to do 5 to 6 different things. I wish someone would have told me that sooner. You nail your MVP, and then once that's up and running, you can start to diversify and look into the next thing and the next thing and the next. And diversifying is good, don't get me wrong, because one thing's for sure, this online space is always changing. However, it's never been a better time to start an online business. But you need to treat it like a business if you want to go far.